Hello class and welcome to Physical Geology for spring 2022 here at West Valley College. I am Robert Lopez, your instructor for this online class. And again, this is a fully online asynchronous class, which means that we don't meet at any set times. You do all the work at your own time, and you'll find that in this class there will be weekly assignments that are due on Sunday night. So every week, every Sunday night, there will be an assignment due. Here I'm at the home page, and I'll post this video here where it says watch my intro video. A couple of key things about the class. Textbooks. We have a textbook for the lecture, and this textbook is an open source textbook. Yeah, here we have a free open source textbook. So go to this website. You can download either a PDF or an iBook or whatever kind of ebook software you're using. You can put it in there, and I have it on my iPhone, and I read it on my iPhone, or I read it in my iPad, or I have it on my computer as well. So download the book there. So the textbook is free. We also have a lab manual that I've produced for this class, and all the lab sheets you'll need to complete the labs, all the data tables, everything will be in this lab manual. It's available at the bookstore, and at the bookstore you'll find that we have, I think it's like $20 or so, but make sure you get the lab manual. I do have PDF files of these, but I mean they're 20 pages, 25 pages, and it's a lot of material to print. So it really benefits you to have the lab manual already printed, ready to go, and then you can complete the lab assignments. The other big part of this course here, besides a lecture book and the lab manual, is the lab kit. So we have minerals, here's minerals, rocks, minerals. There'll be graduated cylinders, beakers. There'll be test tubes in there. There'll be different solutions you'll need for the experiments that we're going to run. So you definitely need to pick up the geology lab kit. And I used to have people buy these from a company. They're like $130, $150. But now I've made them for my class, and they're free. You just have to check them out, and I want them back at the end of the semester. So the lab portion of the course requires the lab kit that must be checked out at no cost, right? And then in the physical science department. So all that means is that the first week of campus, I'm going to be there every day, Monday through Friday, in the geology lab room when I'm not teaching a class, right? You'll find me. And what we'll do is you can check out the lab kit from me. So it'll either be in SM49, which is the geology lab, or in the physics lab room. So the physics lab room, which is SM46. So my associate Kenny will be around to help us with distributing the lab kits, right? So you'll pick up the lab kits for free. You can, and then obviously the lecture textbook is free. The only thing you really have to spend any money on is the lab manual at the bookstore. Or you can print out the PDF sheets, but again, that's probably going to cost you more money in printer cartridges and ink and whatever than actually buying the book for like $20, $25 at the bookstore. Okay, so that's a little bit about the home page here. Also, I have a little video of me opening the lab kit, and I go through the different things that are in there. This video is from last semester. I added a couple more things in there, so what I'll do is once you pick up your lab kit, there'll be a list of items in the kit. So you know that everything's in there, like 3 beakers, 1 graduated cylinder, a thermometer, a little mass balance scale is going to be in there. So I'll have a whole list of that you can kind of check it out and make sure all the material is in there. So that'll be, again, you're going to pick those up the first week of class, and I'll send out a date and time on when I'm going to be available in the lab room for that. The next thing I want to look at here is a syllabus. And the syllabus, make sure you read through this. There's a syllabus quiz, right? And so read through the syllabus. I have my contact information here, office hours. This is the online class, but I am teaching a couple of face-to-face classes, so I will be on campus. So if you want to come to my office hours and meet me on campus, I'm going to be there 4 to 5 on Mondays and Wednesdays, actually. So let's add Wednesday on there as well. Or Tuesdays, or we can set up a Zoom meeting. The only thing about the Zoom meeting here for office hours, you need to tell me, send me an email, say I want to meet at 5 o'clock or 4:30 on Wednesday or something, and I'll open this up. You'll be in a waiting room, so I have to let you into the office hours because I may have somebody else there already. But let me know you're there, and I'll give you access to the Zoom. But you got to email me, otherwise I won't even know you're there. So again, read through the material. That's all about the textbook, the lab manual, the lab kit there. This whole idea about the online format and what's expected. Again, the syllabus quiz, read through this. A couple of the key things I want to point out here is where the course is presented. So all the material is presented in the modules tab. So that's this tab right here. We'll talk about that here in a moment. Each module has a guide, a learning guide, which kind of is a checklist. It's the first thing in the folder in the module. And it'll be a checklist of what's due for that week. You'll see that everything is going to be due, or at least every module will be due weekly on Sunday nights, right? Weekly on Sunday nights. And, you know, first one's February 6th, next one February 13th, and so on until the end of the semester. So a little bit, and then they hear about the lab kit. Talk about that, about past. So again, this is a lecture and lab course, 4 units. You get 1 grade for the 4 units. However, because wherever you're transferring to, UC, Cal State, Stanford, Santa Clara, wherever you're going, we're telling them that you passed a lab class. So you need to pass. You need to get a C or better in the lab. In other words, so that's why I have here 7% or better in the lab. So you want to make sure you complete the lab assignments because this is the hands-on part of the class. And having the lab kits, the minerals and the rocks, that's key, right, for completing this lab. And then the other thing about exams, you'll see I have the exams already published. There's the closing date on these. Don't stress about the exams. They're not timed. You see that? You only have 1 attempt. And you'll see that the exams are based primarily on my online lectures. So you need to make sure you watch my video lectures, and you'll find those in the modules tab up here in a moment here. I'll show you. And I have a series of study questions here that go along with each of my lecture series on whatever topic we're discussing for this week. And I take a subset of those study questions and I write the exams based on those. So you want to make sure you watch my videos, take notes, answer the study questions. Don't Google them because you'll get the wrong answer and then you'll miss 5 or 6 points on the exam. So you don't want to do that. And then you'll be ready for the exams. In fact, one thing I've been telling my other classes is, you know, if you're having trouble with some of those study questions, come to my office hours, right? Either Monday or Wednesday, or we can do a Zoom meeting as well. All right, so let's look at the modules tab. So in the modules, this is as an example. The first one, chapter 1, you know, in fact, let's look at, so I think the key thing about chapter 1 is, I think the syllabus quiz is in here. But let me look at chapter 2, because I don't really have chapter 1 on the exam, but beginning with chapter 2 with minerals and then so on, igneous rocks and volcanoes and all that stuff that comes along later on here, this will be for the exam. So let's look at, in fact, we'll look at chapter 3, igneous rocks, which is due on Sunday, February 22nd. So again, each module will have a learning guide. So you'll see this learning guide is the checklist. You're going to read chapter 3. You're going to watch my igneous rock lecture series, take notes, and answer the study questions. There's some textbook exercises you'll be doing. Again, that's from the free open source textbook. And so I posted links to the exercise and also copies of the exercise on Canvas. There's a pre-lab that you'll watch or go through. You'll read through this tutorial, take the pre-lab quiz, and then you'll do the lab for igneous rocks in this week here. And then, here's a good example. Since this happens to be President's Day weekend, instead of having things due on Sunday for this week, I moved it to Tuesday. So it gives you a little extra time just in case you're out of town or something on that President's Day. Unless you're skiing, obviously, that's where you're going to be, right? Let's kind of keep going with igneous rocks. And then after the learning guide, there's a lecture series, right? So I have a bunch of videos of me talking about igneous rocks, of writing on paper here. It's just like coming to class. You want to take notes. And then from these video lectures, you'll be able to answer the all-important study questions. So here are the study questions. And again, I'll take a subset of these and we'll use those to write the exams. So another important thing here is you don't want to look these up on the internet, because on the internet you'll get the wrong answer. Make sure you get the answers from my video study guides. If you have trouble with some of these, come to my office hours. We can work on those, and I can show you where to get the answers to those study questions. All right, and then there's a reading quiz. There's a visual quiz, so more on kind of some figures that you'll look at. The textbook exercises, there's that tutorial. Usually we'll take you to an external site here. You have to click this extra window here. Yeah, you would go through all the steps here, kind of read about the rock cycle, igneous rocks here. So you kind of go through all this. One thing I want to point out here is at the bottom there's these quiz. See, yeah, the quiz, and then there's assignments, procedures, and lab drill. So you'll do the quiz, but this last part here, this is for when I was having people buy that lab kit that was for $130. Don't do this because we don't have any of these equipment. So don't do the assignment and procedures. You want to go to my lab, which is, you'll see for igneous rocks. So here, you'll go here. And in the lab, the assignment, you can see I do have the PDFs on there, but again, they're like 20 to 25 pages, a lot of printing material. You'll have the lab already in the lab manual, so you already have it printed, so you don't have to worry about printing that. And then you can watch my instructional video on how to do the lab, right? And I like using this app called Loop, and Loop is basically like a little magnifying glass, and it uses a camera on your phone to magnify up to about, I think it's here I have Loop. You can go up to, let's see, up to 8 times of magnification, right? And then you can use this to look at some of the details of some of the rocks and minerals that you'll do in the that you'll have in your lab kit for identifying these rocks. And as we get closer to some of these labs, I'll probably have more information on how to complete the labs there. So again, that's a little bit on kind of the general guide for going through these modules. Here we have volcanoes, exam 1. So you'll see it's after we completed the volcanoes worksheet. Then I have this weathering material that's going to be due, and it'll be all there for you. I think I have the whole course published already. Let's go all the way down here, all the way through the final. Yeah, so I have it all ready to go. So the fact that you can see it on the student view, it's all published. All right, so again, I look forward to seeing you guys online, and if you can make it to office hours, please come by, or we can do a Zoom. Please send me your questions, and good luck in the spring. So we'll see you soon.